Great. Hi, I'm Eric Doc Smith, electronic percussionist. So this is the Zen drum that I've been using with John Wubbenhorst, the bansurist, and his group Facing East. It's a wonderful group of eclectic musicians that play a combination of both jazz and Indian classical music. It's a wonderful blend for me personally, and the opportunity to play with all these really great folks like seven-string fretless bassist Jason Everett. And John's compositions are really wonderful. I mean, from Himalayan to his grooving John's Beyond, which is a dedication to the great jazz guitarist John McLaughlin. I fell in love with that piece the first time I ever heard it. So it's been really wonderful to be able to do this. The music, I think, is both challenging, it's soothing, it's pastoral, it can be edgy, and it also, for me, it harkens to a lot of the music that I grew up listening to. Music like Miles Davis, Return to Forever, Weather Report with Joe Zawinul, Larry Correll's 11th House, and groups like Oregon that also used woodwinds, keyboards, synths, and tabla, and a lot of percussion. One of the things I like about the Zen drum is that it allows me to play all kinds of samples. It could be drums like this, or I can play beats, or I can play stuff from India or Africa, and all of those kinds of things, or electronica, all those things fits within the framework of something like Facing East, which, you know, owes its soul to Indian classical music and plays faithfully to some of it, but also acknowledges who we are. We are basically Westerners that are in love with that kind of music, and I've always been fascinated with it. I've always loved it ever since groups like the Mahavishnu Orchestra, Shakti, and as I mentioned before, Oregon. Those guys seem to understand that beautiful blend of all the very best of jazz and electric jazz, and some of the very best ragas and rhythms and things that I fell in love with the Indian music. I mean, I just love that stuff. It's great. It's great. And for a percussionist, playing these complex meters and things that are in 17 or 8.5 is not only is it challenging and rewarding for me as a musician, but it's a joy to play. And when you can play them with other musicians, it's not like a lot of other things. Well, it might be a little bit like jazz, but I just absolutely love it. I love the worldliness of it. I love the fact that you can play this kind of music and it almost doesn't matter where you are. We could be in Europe, we could be in Switzerland, we could be in the United States somewhere, we could be anywhere, we could be in Asia, and the beauty of this music speaks to everyone. Music doesn't know if you're black, if you're white, if you're brown, if you're yellow. It doesn't know that. It doesn't know if you're male or female. It's a language it's a human language. It's a human language of communication, of sound, of beauty, of tragedy, of triumph. It's all of those things at once. And I think the great musicians and the great writers, and which I believe John is one, has the ability to convey those kinds of moods, those kinds of feelings in a beautiful, musical, melodic way that can be both edgy and fascinating at the same time, thoughtful and meditative. So that's one of the reasons why I'm super excited to be part of this Facing East music project and to work with these fabulous musicians. I hope you'll take an opportunity to take a listen and enjoy it and come out and see us play.